I think he beats Kyler Murray any day.
Why?
He's taller, he's bigger, he's stronger. He won a national championship. He didn't transfer like a little baby.
To episode 2 of JoyBoyz podcast. We appreciate all of those that liked and subscribed and commented on our last video and the question. And so we just wanted to jump right into the question of who is the best Texas high school football player of all time. Now, we did get one comment, and I believe it was Kyler Murray was this user's best Texas high school football player of all time. Donnie, who do you think is the best Texas high school football player?
I think it's hands down Vince Young. I think he beats Kyler Murray any day.
Why?
He's taller, he's bigger, he's stronger. He won a national championship. He didn't transfer like a little baby. He didn't say that he was better than anybody else before he even finished college. He didn't cry when he lost. He put his head down. He went to work. He stayed at the same school for 4 years. And he was a leader. I personally don't think Kyler Murray's a leader. I think Vince Young was a leader. Now, granted, Vince Young didn't pan out in the NFL, and I get that Kyler Murray has. Great for him. But I think Vince Young would it's like high school versus Pee Wee. Not to mention that Kyler Murray is also like 4'11".
I think Braden Gibson hit the nail on the head. I mean, Kyler Murray, how can you say he's not a leader? The dude went 42-0 in his high school career, won 3 state championships back to back to back. You can't tell me that he's not a leader after putting up that record.
I would have to agree with you.
That is a fair point, but I think Kyler Murray also was growing up in an era where not to mention Kyler Murray went to the biggest high school in the state of Texas. I mean, you have a plethora of athletes all over the place. Vince Young went to high school at Madison High School in Houston, essentially almost inner city Houston, where it was only him. Kyler Murray had dudes everywhere in order to help him succeed, which is great. But Vince Young, it was him and him alone. And I think the caliber that Vince Young had that brought him to where he was, because now thinking about it, I did name just a lot of the stuff that Vince Young did in college. But high school wise, I think if you put Vince Young at Allen with all those players, I think you would get tenfold with what you got from Kyler Murray.
Okay, counter to that, Allen was not Allen before Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray made that.
That's true.
And there's no way around
it. That is true.
But he didn't.
That's a great point.
But he didn't.
Vince Young would have done it as well and done better.
But he didn't.
I do just
and I get it. Yes, I get it.
I have to say though, like the 42-0 record, if we're talking the best Texas high school football player of all time, I don't know how you refute the 42-0 and the state championships.
You can't. No one is going to do that ever again. Like, that's why he is the greatest of all time.
No, because you have dudes everywhere. I mean, you look at all these other guys that came a little bit before him. It was not a... Like, that was the dude on the team, and that was it. You know what I mean? Like, it was Vince Young, and that was all you had there. Or it was Earl Campbell, and that was all you had there. Or it was, anybody else that you can think of, that you want to possibly pop in there. I mean, you can try even Cedric Benson over at, Midland Lee back in the day. Like, it was the one guy who was kind of the leader of everything, and the game mattered on that one person. And I'm not saying that may have never happened while Kyler Murray was playing, but Kyler Murray on that multiple years of those teams had multiple dudes that also went Division One. So like there's a lot of other people that helped him to that success. And I don't mean that in like necessarily a bad way. I am using it for my argument as like Vince Young didn't have that. He didn't have two D1 receivers that he could always just dump it off to, or an extremely fantastic offensive line that could, hold up any team in the state kind of thing. I just think there was a lot more buffers for Kyler Murray than what other previous extremely good Texas high school football players have had.
Sure, but you know as well as I do, you could be on a team with 4 D1 receivers on it and not make it to the state championship game.
That's right.
Kyler Murray did it 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he put Allen on a national map.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he is, but I do understand the facts. So
okay,
it might have to be agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's fine. We can agree to disagree and agree for the right answer.
Because it's opinionated too, I mean, there is a level of opinion still there.
For sure.
But okay, so that kind of tails into what I also wanted to talk about for a would you rather. So, Donnie, would you rather, considering what you were talking about, would you rather be the best player on a bad team or a good player on, or a bad player on a championship winning team?
What championship are we talking about? District, round 2, round 3, or
I mean, it could be like national championship team. We could make it college. Just a champion, like the highest winning championship in whatever high school, college, NFL is. Actually, don't do NFL because if you're a bad player, you would still make a lot of money.
All right. I do a sucky player on a good team. I just think at the end of the day, if you look at it from a perspective of like, let's say Texas high school, right? There is so few kids that have a state championship ring. So you're in like a much smaller fraternity than you would be if like you were the greatest player from your high school that never really did anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'd take sucky player to have a state championship forever. Sam?
Would your answer change if it was college?
In today's age, maybe, with all this NIL money.
That's what I was thinking.
If I knew I could make a couple $1,000,000 and I wasn't like, if I was on like a group of 5 team that somehow had like, millions of dollars to throw at me, then yeah, maybe.
I think my opinion changes based off of where I'm at in my life. Like in the moment, I want to be a dude who's out on the field and playing. But like now, I would much rather have a ring because that's something that you can look back on and always have that memory.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you got, Beas?
I was thinking about, I think I kind of fall in the category of it depends on where I'm at. If it's high school, I kind of align with you there, Donnie. But if it's college or anything after, I would want to be the best player because of the financial gains from it. Right.
Like in today's day and age, like if we're talking about like when I was in college where that wasn't happening, then yeah, I'd probably I might choose a little bit different, depending on that, but.
You weren't getting the $100 handshakes at North Texas there, Donnie?
No, sir. I remember we used to get the talk every year about if you even accepted as much as a water bottle from, whoever was trying to sponsor you, all like the track sponsors, that you can run or compete for at the professional level. If you so much as take a water bottle from them, you can be disqualified from an entire year's worth of eligibility. So, yeah,
Pretty
whatever.
serious.
Yeah, no, I mean that's how the meetings went. Like every year, like you had to get sat down and told that. Like every year, if you took anything, even if they asked to pay for your lunch out of just trying to be nice, that was considered like them paying a amateur.
Yearly compliance meetings.
Yep, the compliance meetings. Yep. So, which also does lead into the fact, though, because I would say, I think any college sport that you compete in, and I think regardless even of the level, whether it's Division 1, 2, 3, whatever, I think it gives you the opportunity to go to some cool places or just experience some pretty cool places, which I think leads to the question, what would be like your top 3 places? And this could even be you as a player, this could be you as a coach, this could be you as a fan, an attendee. Like, what would be top 3 places you would want to coach, play, or attend a football game? And this could be real life, or this could be fictional.
Oh,
anybody who's got it first can go. I say coach, fictional because I have a good one.
Coach, play, or what?
Or attend. So like it does, like you don't have to do all as a coach or all as play. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think I would
have 2.
I would for sure like to attend a nighttime game in Happy Valley for a whiteout game.
Okay.
At Penn State. Coach in. I'd want to coach at AT&T and play. I think it would be cool to play in South Bend, just because of all the tradition and stuff there. That would be really neat.
Touchdown, Jesus.
Right.
Okay. Those are pretty solid. Now, keep in mind, Beas, before you say this, you don't have to do one per. Like, you can choose all 3 of attending, or all 3 of coaching, or all 3 of playing. You don't have to.
Oh yeah, I already have my 3 in mind.
It's open to interpretation. All right, what do you got?
Okay, so Zim Penn State attending was one of mine. Whiteout game. Then the first thing in my mind went complete 180, and it would be playing a football game on the moon.
Oh yeah,
with less gravity.
Okay,
I think that'd be a cool little twist. I could jump up and catch the deep ball that I probably couldn't catch when I was in high school. Then, Then I would. Now I don't know it. I do know it wouldn't fit. Maybe in this fictional world, I could expand it a little bit to fit, but it would be cool to see a football game in the Roman Colosseum.
That's a solid one. Love a good history piece.
Yeah.
Those are solid. Going the unique piece, I guess I would say. I'd go a little similar. Part of me wants to say Happy Valley as well, because that would be realistically one that I would like to do, but I don't know. I think I'd want to do maybe the Big House.
That's a good one.
Just because it's also a historical stadium. It's sunken in. It's the biggest stadium in college football too. So I would say probably that. I think mine would all be like attend. I'd say attend game at the Big House. Number 2 might be a little bit of a hot take here, but this is just currently on what's on my mind. I want to go to a game at the Puncher Dome in Mason, Texas. That is such a unique, cool little stadium. I remember there's a YouTube video talking about like how the whole the whole town, basically, it's like either after or I think it's after the football game. There's like one barbecue joint in town, and it just caters everybody, like players, coaches, people who attended the game. If it's a fairly close in town opponent, like they get catered to. So it's just like a really cool, just like kind of small town Texas experience. And then number 3, and I would say attend and or play in this game, but definitely the Halo world. That would be one that I'd want to do, you know.
Like the video game?
Yes. Like the video game Halo. Like I would want to watch a game or play a game there.
Are you getting shot at while you're playing?
No, but like you can those little grunts could be the ones that you're playing against, or like the other big characters. I can't even at this point remember what the other characters are, but
Master
yeah,
Chief.
I would. Yeah, Master Chief would be the head coach.
Yeah.
But Halo World, definitely. I actually just had a conversation about that a few days ago. I think Halo is like one of the greatest games ever made.
Really?
Yes. Maybe from a nostalgic point of view, but I mean, it was also kind of
yeah, that's probably what it is.
But it was also nostalgic. Like what was it? I don't know what the exact word is. Like there wasn't a game like that made yet. Like
a first-person shooter?
No, not like that. Like just like the campaign, the storyline, the plot, the on a different world. At least to my knowledge, because I really didn't get like heavier into video games until I bought an Xbox for like Christmas or something. I can't remember what grade I was in, but
so you grew up on Halo then?
Yeah, Halo would probably be like the first game I like really, really grew up on, outside of maybe like college football or Madden or something.
Dude, see, for me, it was GoldenEye 007.
I did play that on Nintendo.
Heck yeah, dude.
Okay, wow. We are again. You popped this up last episode. We're aging ourselves here too, but yes, I did play that game. But I'm talking about like a level that I woke up early in the summers just so I could play this game.
Yeah, like, dude, I played like stupid amount of hours of GoldenEye.
Yeah,
Zim, I was gonna guess Mike Tyson Punch Out was the game you grew up playing.
Oh my god, Jesus! I'm not that old, dude.
Sorry,
what was it? Retro Bowl? What was that the
yeah, that's what it was.
On the
Atari.
Atari. Played Pong. That was my go-to growing up.
The first Xbox game I got was Modern Warfare 3.
My gosh,
bro!
When I got an
You're
Xbox
aging yourself too, dude. You freaking youngin. I played that in like college.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
I want to say, or maybe late high school. I can't remember. At this point, I always forget when those Call of Duties came out. But good games too.
All right, Don, you mentioned sponsors and their post-game meals. So question for you guys. Okay. What is the best post-game meal that you guys have ever had?
Are we talking like, because I think, it's classic, the whole, everybody does this probably across the state, Whataburger. And that is a great post-game meal. But are we talking best we've ever had or best we would want to have?
Let's go best you would want to have. Actually, let's do both.
Okay.
Best
I've ever had. Gosh, probably back in the day, just going to Whataburger, like it was fun. The whole team's there, your friends are there and stuff like that. It was just good, fun. And would have, hell man, if I can come back to like a shrimp boil or like some like
nothing like a shrimp boil after a football game.
Dude, I'm telling, like, you come home from a long day and I come home and there's like a freshly made shrimp and grits. Oh man, I'm tearing that up. Cajun food is my number one favorite food of all time.
Just played 4 quarters. Let me peel some shrimp.
I'd do it. I would do it. I'd say shrimp and grits. That would be like the best pregame meal I would want to have. Some shrimp and grits, and maybe a little bit of boudin on the side, a nice cold drink, uh, and the Pizookie from BJ's for dessert.
Mm.
Because that is your Luby's chocolate cake is no Pizookie.
It's not. I've never had a Pizookie before a game though.
Have you ever had a Pizookie?
No, but I was referring to my Luby's comment of best pregame food.
Have you had a Pizookie ever?
Yes, I've had a Pizookie.
So what would be the difference?
I'm not arguing that Luby's chocolate pie is better than Pizookie.
Okay. You just said you've never had a Pizookie. Whatever. Okay.
Well, I've had a Pizookie. Okay. Well, so anyway.
Okay.
What would you say your favorite Pizookie is?
My favorite Pizookie? Me or Donnie?
Either one of you.
Me, I really like the chocolate, chocolate chip one.
Yeah.
With like the cookies and cream ice cream on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
or the
a good
monkey
one.
bread.
Monkey bread.
Like the cinnamon, you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah. No, that's a good one too.
Okay.
I like that one as well.
All right. Well, Beas, you didn't answer. What's your post game meal?
Sorry, I got off topic on the Pizookies. Post game meal, most consistent, like including post games now, coaching, Taco Bell 5-layer burrito. But the best one I've had, we would go to Chili's and I would get a triple dipper with the honey chipotle chicken crispers, the Big Mouth bites, and the Southwest egg rolls. That is probably the best post game meal I had. And if I did get to pick, I would probably pick that because the honey chipotle chicken crispers are really good. And then I would add on a chocolate molten cake, though.
Of course.
And then maybe a skillet queso. Not sponsored by Chili's, though.
You love Chili's that much?
Dude, Chili's
I love Chili's, yeah.
Oh,
what?
Really?
Okay, y'all are saying that I have some hot takes. Y'all are going to get some hot takes with this Chili's slander you're throwing out here.
No,
Chili's
it's just it's low quality food.
Well, I never said it was high quality.
I know, but like if you're wanting like what this is like perfect post game meal. Like you could have anything in the world and you're choosing Chili's.
I thought we were like thinking of places that would be open after a game.
No.
So I'm just
what
picking
place is open for
someone...
shrimp and grits at 11:30 at night? Obviously,
so I'm just picking a meal and they bring it to me after the game.
Yes.
Yes.
Like a hypothetical.
Well, then I'm gonna do like a ribeye and like a loaded baked potato.
Now we're talking.
There we go. That's much better of a choice.
Which I think Chili's does have a pretty good ribeye.
There's no shots.
No.
It's probably not bad.
I've never met anybody who has said, "Hey, we're going to Chili's," and they get fired up about it. Ever.
You're hanging out with the wrong people, then, Zim.
Or the right people.
You hang out with me long enough, you'll hear me say that.
Yeah. Yikes.
You need to pass on Chili's, man. You need to broaden your horizon.
My horizons are broadened.
I don't think.
I feel like you have the palate of those 12-year-olds who started that food podcast.
Yes, 100%.
No, they would get like just plain dry chicken tenders and French fries.
Yeah,
The
and you
triple
would be
dipper
right
is a
there with
sophisticated palate. It is a palette of appetizers.
Dude, you can get all that at Boomer Jacks or at what's that place that Drew Brees opened up? Walk-ons. Like Chili's is a poor man's Boomer Jacks or a poor man's walk-ons or a poor man's any other restaurant that does all Chili's
I
food,
mean,
but like
Chili's is like
better.
Americana.
54th Street. That's another great one. Like I'd go to all three of those restaurants
I mean, why
before
is
Chili's.
there a Chili's in a bunch of airports? Because everybody loves Chili's.
I don't think that's the reason.
It's a fair point.
It's cheap. It's also cheap. It's like
It's very
McDonald's.
Yeah, the 2 for $20 menu. You take someone on a date, you take them for the 2 for $20. Like it's a very versatile restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's versatile in bringing a date back there again.
Are you taking someone to Chili's on a first date?
Not on a first date.
Okay, a second?
I don't remember what number it was, but yes, I've been on a date to Chili's.
Did you have a
taken
that?
Huh?
Did you have a date after that?
No. But I don't think it was the Chili's.
No, it was 100% the Chili's.
No, it couldn't be.
We just dropped
proven.
knowledge on Beas.
Point proven.
All right, for me, I think
all three of us are gonna
go ahead.
Go ahead, Tim. No, I wasn't going to be anything important anyway.
All right, for me, I think my favorite post game meal that I've actually had is, and I talked about this in a previous episode, is the Brahms trips on the long road trips home when I was out in West Texas, because you got that big milkshake, and then you could just pass out right after that. What I would like to have as an all-time one, I would say probably either a big steak and potato, like B said, or some type of barbecue. I think that would be ideal.
I can get down with some barbecue.
Heck yeah.
100%.
I think everyone could.
100%. Absolutely. That's never a bad choice.
Little
Never
brisket.
a bad choice at all. Oh, hell yeah. Well, leading into that, we can take a little break of the food. We do talk about food quite a bit.
Hell yeah, we're dudes.
Which is not a problem, because I freaking love talking about food. I still got, I'm the double XL club. I love talking about food. However, on transferring from food, and we're going to go to Beasley's probably least educated topic, being music. And let's see. And Beasley, I'm just gonna make a projection right here, Zim, that Beasley's either gonna say he's already seen the person, or it's gonna be a country artist. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So the question being, like, what is a concert you would like to go to? It could be any band, it could be any artist, dead or alive. And to make it a little sweeter, we're going to do a 3-piece here. We're going to do an opener, a round 2 act, and a headliner. Who would it be? Mr. Beasley, we'll start off with you, because yours is going to be just country. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I had one in mind, and then you made me come up with a whole set list.
Well, I'm just going
to do one. Yeah, I'm just going to do one.
All right.
I like, and it's not country, just because of the nostalgia behind this.
Okay.
I would love to be at the Jimi Hendrix Woodstock.
Oh. You pulled that one out of your pocket there.
I'm a fan of a good guitar solo.
Okay.
So
that was good. Very solid. Okay, that's a good one. That's it. I was not expecting that at all.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm full of
not
surprises.
expecting that at all. Yeah.
A man of mystery.
Yeah. Man of mystery, yeah. I would say probably I'd say like late 60s, like either 1969 or 1970, prime Led Zeppelin.
Mm.
I'd have to go see them because I mean, by the time their drummer or not their drummer died, they kind of just stopped making music and stopped touring and stuff. You know, granted he died in like the 80s, I think, or whatever, but I think like prime time Led Zeppelin, that would be a hard show to pass up.
Oh yeah. For me, I would have loved to have been able to go to the Bring Me the Horizon concert when they were live at the Royal Albert Theater, and they had a full. So, for those of you who don't know, Bring Me the Horizon is a post-hardcore band, and it's heavy. It's a lot of screaming.
British.
So, yeah, they're British. But it's screaming verses and then melodic choruses more often than not. So it's when they were live at the Royal Albert, they had a full symphony orchestra with them, and so they had a mix of their heavy rock music with a symphony orchestra, and it was sweet. Like they have this posted on YouTube. You can watch it. It's phenomenal. I would have loved to have been there.
That's a solid one. Still alive too.
Yep.
Still alive. I mean, still making music too.
For sure. 100%. They just did a cover of Wonderwall that got
I
released.
saw that. I was like, that's it. That's it.
That was beautiful.
Oh gosh, you know, man, I gotta redact mine because that you just brought up Oasis. That's who I'd actually see. Yeah, I fell in love. I found Oasis, you know, maybe over COVID or something like that, like past
Yeah.
the Wonderwall phase or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd do Oasis. I'd choose them over Led Zeppelin for sure.
A good one.
Yeah, very solid. Can't very solid ones. And what's Beasley? Very surprised by you, sir.
Thank you.
Very surprised.
Likewise.
By you.
Glad I can surprise you. Zim, I think I'm gonna go watch that video you were talking about.
You should.
I've never seen
It's
it.
phenomenal.
Sounds really cool.
No, it's really good. They do their whole set. And it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I've seen a number of bands do that. I don't know if that's become like a little bit more of like a popular thing to do now or something, but like I've seen Alter Bridge do that. I've seen Korn do that. So I don't know who started it, but I want to say I've probably seen like one of their live one of Bring Me the Horizon's live songs from that, because Royal Albert Hall's in like London or somewhere in England, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's pretty cool. It's a like a unique blend, if you will.
Oh, yep.
So, Bees, what are we getting
All right,
into?
Donnie. Okay, so this has been the segment I've been waiting for. So I found a Reddit post that it's a great story, great read, and Donnie and Zim have not read this Reddit post yet. Have not heard it been read yet either. So what we're gonna have Donnie do for this segment is Donnie is going to read this Reddit post live without knowing what it's about. And we're going to see what he says.
All right, here we go, gents. This is called. Does TIFU mean something? TIFU?
Today I messed up.
Do what?
Today I messed up.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Today I messed up by throwing my steak out a window. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Last night, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. Oh man. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions. My wife's my wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to be really hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes. My wife seemed pleased. Soon she brought out the main course, a nice big juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked this steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium. Well done, yeah. Not well done, but very solid choice. But I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating this steak. Claim veganism? No. I'd already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head. I knew I had to be decisive, realizing that she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the stick with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window. Here's the big time mess up. The window wasn't open. It was the cleanest. It was the cleanest freaking window you've ever seen in your life. That is until my Moby raw slab of steak slammed up against it, slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in the waist. Oh God. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare, was unaware of my predicament, turned jaw-dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This look then slipped into a more of "there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me" expression of demonic anger. My wife's boss heard the thud of steak on the window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the blood trail, my empty plate, and gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but probably was 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, "I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz. A klutz. I don't know. I was just cutting it and it slipped. Just ask my wife. I really am a klutz, right, honey? No help coming from that direction. I will clean this up. I can't believe this. I am so sorry," etc., etc. Both women continued to stare at me like I had escaped from the loony bin as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin, dusted off the steak, and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody raw steak. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife's only 2 words to me since the incident are, "I'm fine." I don't know what TLDR means.
Too long didn't read.
Oh, too long didn't read. Okay. Tried to sneakily throw my undercooked steak through an open window, only to find out it wasn't open. Edit. Thanks, kind Redditors. Update. Just got the first post "I'm fine" communication from my wife via text, who was at work. Good news. Boss's name. And I just had a good laugh over how much of a freaking idiot you are. I I hope you know you will never lift this down. Love you, moron. Oh God.
True
Oh
story.
my
Oh
gosh.
God. Oh man. Dude, and some of these comments are even great too. One question. Let's just say the window was open and the steak is gone. She returns a minute later. You just tell her you devoured it? It's times like this when you should just fake a seizure. Oh God.
Okay, so Donnie, what are you doing if you're in that scenario?
Dude, I paid. I would assume this is a fancy restaurant. Like, if I'm paying or whoever's paying,
No,
there's
it's at
too
her
much
house.
money to where. Oh, I thought this. Oh, third story apartment window. Oh, Jesus, that even
Reading
makes it worse.
comprehension.
Okay, okay. I mean, I'd have to be like, hey, can you throw this back on, or I'll do it. Can you mind if I throw it back on for, a minute or whatever? Like, it's like I think it's the mix of like, one, I want to enjoy the steak, but two, like, I would assume this boss paid for all of this food before she cooked it or whoever cooked it. Like, it's like you paid good money for this food, so like, don't you want it to be enjoyed as well? That would be my take, at least. I would definitely not be throwing a steak out the window.
Dude, I don't know. You
I
would tell her
probably-
it's undercooked?
I mean, if you order medium and it comes back looking like what was explained, and I cut into that thing, I'm like, this is not medium. Like,
That's your wife's boss, though.
I would hope that the boss would appreciate the
Honesty.
honesty. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, also, like, hello, I'm a big dude. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, my steak sucks. Like, I'll just eat the salad. Like, no. Like, dog, I drove over here. I'm gonna eat the steak. I just need to cook right. Zim, what are you doing?
Salad.
Man, I don't know. I may just suck it up and eat the thing. I guess it
Raw?
really just. Nah, I don't know. Maybe
Beef
I just
tartare?
wouldn't eat it all. Yeah. I don't know. Because you don't really know her. You don't really know the boss. So I don't know. Tough situation to be in.
I think if I was trying to discard of it without eating it, I would probably just fake accidentally knocking it off and dropping it on the floor.
That's a good one. You sure you don't want to throw it out the window?
Instead of going for a perfectly aimed throw at the center of a third floor apartment window.
Man.
Oh, where did you find this, by the way? That was hilarious.
I found it on Reddit. There's
Thank you.
threads of just like unfortunate stories, like hilarious stories for people.
A series
So I
of
think we're
unfortunate
going to do
events.
this again because I was in tears over here listening to you read that. And I knew
Funny.
the story.
That was funny. That was good. I thought the whole time that they were at like a small restaurant, and then when I heard through the third floor, or whatever, I was like, restaurants on the third floor of an apartment. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, one, great story, solid on you, Beas, for that. That was good. Two, solid, just throw it on the floor. Damn, Zim, I guess enjoy raw red meat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can eat raw meat like that.
Yeah. Liver King does it all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think
Now-
delivers.
That's red meat. I'm sure there's like your body cannot break that down like the very first time you do that, right?
No, you shouldn't eat it like that.
Well, yeah, I know, but like I've seen people who like that's part of their diet, but their food, like they have, like their body's got to be like
Uncooked red meat.
kind of used to it. Yeah,
Can't you get like cholera from that or something?
Uh-uh. Like I mean, yes, it's just like, I'm sure there's something that you can get, but like if you're eating raw red meat, not store-bought, so like you're purchasing it from, like, say it's your own, right? Like you went and hunted it, or you're buying from like a local ranch, or like a farm to market kind of place or whatever. You can eat that. It's not the safest, but like you're not going to get like deathly sick. You're not going to get like what is it, E. coli, like you would from chicken or anything.
Are you gonna try?
No, I already have enough issues with eating things.
What?
What?
I got salmonella like 2 summers ago from drinking raw eggs.
Yeah.
Rocky did it, and so I was like, damn, I could do this. And then that's it.
You would probably try the meat.
I wouldn't. I just don't want to. I don't want to mess with that. So I wouldn't, at least. But we're pretty much at the end for this episode. Again, as usual, we want to thank our sponsors, Imperial Roofing, for happily sponsoring us. Again, they're a roofing company here in the DFW area, but they do work all over the state of Texas. They go West Texas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston. Great people. It's a small business. So if you need anything done with your roof, go ahead and reach out. Imperial Roofing is their name. And then I guess the question of the day that we could leave the listeners with now would be, what would be your place that you would want to watch a football game in, or play a game in, or anything like that. So, we had some interesting ones. Y'all's could be the same thing. It could be somewhere that's an actual real place. It could be a fictional place too. So let them rip in the comments. Appreciate your listening. But subscribe, help us build this podcast, help us take this a little bit further. And good to see y'all again as usual, boys.
See you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.